This is how you can increase your damage by up to 20% in Season 7. It has to do with one of the most powerful, probably the most powerful witch power of the season, and this is called Soul Harvest, and the way it calculates its damage. So the way this works, whenever you use a skill with a cooldown, when there's monsters in range, you get extra main stat. This is extremely powerful, as main stat is basically your main DPS scaling. Plus, on some builds like the Earthquake Barb, you're also double scaling thanks to the execution aspect. And what you not want to do, and what actually most people do, is they open a pit and they see the first monster and they start pressing their skills. So you see, if I do this, my main stat increased a little bit. I got 2 stacks here on the first cast, basically, of any skill. But what happens now, this negatively affects your entire run. So even if I would use a skill in a lot of monsters, you see my 2 stacks will go up, but my main stat does not go up. Now I have 33 stacks. So I should be getting 33% more main stat, but I'm not getting that because I have like a negative snapshot. I used the spell, any cooldown spell, I used it on like 3 monsters and I only got a very little amount of main stat. And what you want to do is when you enter a pit or you enter like, any area, you want to make sure that your first cast to get the buff hits as many monsters as possible to maximum benefit from the Soul Harvest. So I'll see here we have Subo map pack, so we know where a lot of monsters are. So I can just go here and I know there's lots of monsters here and then press my stuff. And see, now I have 23 stacks and now my main stat is Snapshot. Even if this buff is refreshed now with like a lot less than 20 monsters. So let's say I'm just going to cast it here with like 5 monsters. It just keeps refreshing it. So this is like a positive snapshot now. I snapshotted 23 monsters and I'm going to keep this buff. Even if there's only 1 monster, I can just keep refreshing it. However, if you do it wrong on the first time, even though the number on the buff here will keep going up, the actual benefit, the actual main stat and the actual damage does not go up. So you really want to make sure when you enter a pit, and I'll show this to you here real quick, to do the first cast of any cooldown spell with a lot of monsters to have a positive snapshot. So we're going to go to Seraga here, and I'll show this to you real quick, how I usually do it, because you also have the Piranado power, and the Piranado allows you to pixel pull in the enemies. So we are playing the Earthquake Barb. The planner for that is going to be linked down below. And this is a bug that negatively affects you. So I'm really hoping that long-term Blizzard is going to fix this because it's very unintuitive. And I see it with most people, they do it wrong because they just enter the run and they just start spamming their skills. That's how you're going to lose like so much DPS. Because most likely, at the start of a run, you only have like 1 monster, right? So you will just start casting now, but I'm not doing this. I'm going to walk here and then I'll start casting. So you see, there's too many buffs right now, but I probably got like about 20 stacks or so. And you see I have 6,000 main stat, 15 stacks. If I would have done this like randomly, I would probably only got 5. So this would already cost me like a 10% DPS or something, potentially even more. And now we can just keep going. And even if we refresh it now, you see now I got 19 stacks, but my main stat didn't go up. I still have 6,000. The only way I can get it up again is if I wait and gather a lot of monsters after the buff has run out. So you see, like now we have a decent snapshot. We got like 15 snapshot. That's 15% increased damage. Usually, most people get like 5. So here we can just keep blasting, and our earthquakes you see in the back will just kill everything basically. And we can just go, 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 and everything will melt. So you see now, even though I got 21, it doesn't affect it anymore positively. So it's really like a net negative. And I really hope that long term, Blizzard can do something to address this a little bit. So it doesn't affect you negatively. But this is just like one little cool trick that you can do to basically get a bit more DPS out of most of your builds. And it's a really strong choice here. You guys can see here, this build is also rocking like crazy. You basically just go, you don't even have to worry. And then you spawn the boss and you kill the boss. And you can keep this like 15 stack snapshot on the boss itself. In high pits, you can get up to like 50 stacks with this. It's very new to very high pits. I'm usually running around 8,000 main stat. That gives me also a crazy multiplier here of 900%. It's going to give me more than 10,000% if I run for the 8,000 strength. So yeah, the snapshot here is really important. And again, it's very counterintuitive, so most people do it wrong. When you enter a pit, guys, just wait until you gather a few monsters before you start pressing your first cooldown spell. And see how your main stat is going to go up and your damage is going to go up in the entire run. This is literally 10 to 20% DPS for free, depending on your playstyle and depending on what you're doing. Again, I think this is a bug and should be addressed, like when you, because in the tooltip, the stacks go up, but your actual main stat benefit does not go up. So I hope this tip helped you guys. I have more coming. Enjoy, spin to win, let's go. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe, leave a like or a comment. I'm also live on Twitch almost every day, so come and say hi.